Live from the Export Beer Garden studio and brought to you by Export Ultra, the beer for here. This is the Agenda podcast for Thursday, the 4th of July.
The Agenda podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Independence Day in America as well.
Woohoo!
Well, it'll be tomorrow our time, then that'll be their time, so 4th of July. I don't
You
know.
celebrate that?
Me? No. I don't. How do they celebrate it?
Fireworks?
They blow
and
their hands off.
Fireworks and shit?
And what was it? Was they kicked the British out? That was the Boston Tea Party, right?
Yeah. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah, right.
It's always the British.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Celebrating independence. They have more celebrations about them leaving people's countries than anywhere else. It's also the school holidays at the moment.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No, starts tomorrow.
Oh.
Nah, school holidays
Very
is the next
confusing.
2 weeks. I'm getting punished because I've got sickness in my house.
I've heard a lot of people talking about the school
I think
holidays.
just in the build up to it. It's just, like for parents, I've said this before on podcasts. If you aren't a parent, you know, you can switch off for the next kind of 30 seconds. But
Okay,
if you
so
are,
I'm
it's
about.
so punishing. So punishing. Like that, no one warns you that they get 12 weeks off a year and you get 4.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's for the next 2 weeks. You just, just be wary that people are going to be on edge
Yep.
a little bit
Yeah.
and forced to deal with a whole lot of punishes at home.
And to celebrate the start of the school holidays, you're going to leave and go down to Dunedin.
Yep, off to Dunedin, off to the Kensington for the pre-game down in Dunners.
Yeah, we fly down tonight. By the way, I saw the photo go up of Richie Mo'unga standing outside the bus. So he's going to be driving the bus from the Kensington to the game. How cute does Richie Mo look in front of that bus? He looks so happy to drive it.
Hey, I mean, look, I don't know if he's got his, what does he need? His-
P endorsement and a level 4, class 4 or something.
Yeah, I don't think he's got that, but I'd like to see him give it a go.
For legal purposes, and for anyone listening to this, I'm sure he has. I'm sure he's done all of the appropriate testing.
Hey, we have to tell you that the buses are 18, so you can't bring your kids on it because
Yeah.
we're going to be serving piss on it.
That is, I would have thought, a given.
Yeah.
Don't bring your kids.
Nah.
And if you're 17, don't try and sneak in there.
Nah.
You know,
No, you're not welcome on the bus if you're under 18. It's a license.
because there will be beers on that
Yeah.
bus.
Oh, yeah.
Which, if you are over 18,
You're into it.
it's going to be a hell of a bus. It's going to be a hell of a bus trip. Do we need to come up with, because this is a bus trip to a rugby game, do we need to make the rookies sit up the front? Does someone have to stand up and sing a song?
Or do you have to do the kind of the gauntlet, run the gauntlet?
Yeah.
Do you have to do that when front of the bus to the back of the bus and everyone just beats the living crap out of you?
Never had to do that, but I always had to do the stand up and sing a song was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was like either at the hostel you'd have to do it, or because people always thought that was going to be really humiliating for whoever had to do it. I fucking loved it. I'd do it on behalf of other people.
Angels?
Oh, Angels. I'd do bloody Justin Timberlake, AO Technology.
What I want, though, is that Export Express bus to pull up to Forsyth Bar. We're going to do shuttles. There's going to be 3 or 4 shuttles going backwards and forwards because it's only a 10-minute drive.
Yeah.
But what I do want is that bus rocking to bliss as people pile off. So people are going, what is going on there? And all you hear is, yeah. And then the doors open, and people just pile out.
Yeah. Fuck, that dude looks like Richie Mo'unga. It's like, no, it's me, but Richie is on the bus. We had that because we used to drive from Waimea to Timaru, or wherever the Woolshed party was when we were kids. We had a van. We fit about 20 of us in this van, and when it pulled up, everyone knew the Waimos were in town because we filled it with like speakers underneath the floor of each of the seats. One night, one of our Tom Cochran was driving, and because he wasn't drinking because he was sick. So we pull up, just how you're picturing that us pulling up in that bus. We pull up to this party in Timaru. He's the first one out of the van. He hops out and throws up on the floor.
Yeah.
And everyone's just
Cochran.
like, holy shit. The Wymos have just showed up. Their sober driver just jumped out and chunted. It was powerful. Some actual sporting news. Our dear friend Lulu Sun continues to, and I hate this, but this is every newspaper at the moment is trying to shoehorn the same gag in,
right?
That the sun is shining at Wimbledon.
I thought it would have been the rise of the sun.
Yeah, the rising sun. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't mind that. Anyway, she has won again. She surged to a second round comeback over another qualifier, Yulia Starodulbsteva. The long and short of all of that is she's into the next round, the third round, and she's earned $300,000 for her efforts, which is
That's a solid day's work.
that's good eating.
Yeah.
That is good eating. I'm very excited that I love when we've got individual athletes like this. A tennis player just jump on board wholeheartedly. And
Hey, you need to wind this back. This next update here.
the Tall Blacks
Yes.
beat Croatia.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, you didn't, because yesterday you absolutely laid into them.
No.
They're going to get a pantsing.
I thought they were. And right up until about 3 minutes left to go, they were losing as well. They went on like a 12-point run to close it out at the end. It was outrageous. I was watching it this morning. Shea Ili absolutely cooked this dude. His name's Ivica Zubac. They call him Zubaka. He plays for the Clippers in the NBA. He's 7 feet tall. He actually scored 30 points in this game. But old Shea Ili took him to the hoop, went reverse layup, and the other guy went stumbling out of bounds, stood on his foot, and his shoe came flying off. I was like, if I'm Shea Ili, I'm posting that everywhere. Like, I'm getting a photo of that printed out. That's up on my wall. So, yeah, they beat Croatia. Croatia had 2 or 3 NBA players.
And so they need to beat Slovenia tonight with Luka Doncic, and they're in?
They're through to the next round. There's still more qualifiers, I believe.
And at which point are the New Zealand Olympic Committee going?
Well, it would have been now, yeah, because there's no way that they thought they were going to beat. I mean, I didn't think they were going to beat Croatia.
How many flights is that? You got how many people in a full basketball squad, including backroom staff? You got your coaches.
Oh, you'd be 25 to 30 probably.
That is, when you send Tom Walsh, and his trainer.
Yeah, it's 2 years.
And you send some of his kit.
Yeah.
Zoe Hobbs, maybe a trainer and physio.
Yeah.
And your coach. Max, 4.
Yeah.
And so basketball, they're like looking at that 25.
So there's like 12. There's 12 in the playing day squad. So then there'd be like 15 to 18 in the roster.
Yeah.
Plus you'd have a coach, 2 assistants, physios.
Oh, look, I'm happy to do a whip around.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I mean, if they qualify, then I'm happy.
Everyone was writing them off. They were like, Pierre Cameron's not, the team's not going well, blah, 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 blah.
You watch New Zealand basketball in the next 10 years, though.
Yeah.
Like, you look, the amount of kids that are playing at the moment and kids that are so good.
Oh, we've got outrageous athletes, yeah.
So you just watch. I reckon that's a space to keep an eye on.
I think it's a population thing, though, for us, because in basketball, as long as the hoop is 10 feet off the ground, the tallest people on earth are going to have an advantage.
Yeah.
And so it's just a percentage. We've only got 5 million people. So what's the percentage of dudes that we have that are over 7 feet? I think there's only one, and he is in the NBA, Steven Adams. So I think that's, by that logic, though, China should be way better than they are.
Yeah, so should India.
So should India. I think they've had one player apiece from both those 2 places. But anyway, yeah, they play Slovenia tonight, which is Luka Doncic in them. So that's going to be pretty tough. Tough ask.
Yeah, also on the NBA, I would have heard last couple of days that the Celtics have got the for sale sign out. So 2 weeks after winning the NBA, the group that owns them have said, nah, we're up for sale.
Yeah, Bill Simmons was on his podcast saying, I can't understand why they'd want to sell it right now. I was like, it's never going to be higher.
Yeah, I think if you read into the details, I don't know if you read that article around, they've got 2 of the most expensive players in the NBA, $300 million a season for the next 4 years.
Yeah, and the NBA has just changed the way that the salary cap works, where you pay way more if you go over. But they're in this weird position where because they drafted all of their players, they can pay them way more, but it also pushes them into this massive tax bill.
Yeah, because their wage bill's over $1 billion US. And they've got this luxury tax over there that is looking punishing. But I mean, saying that, the guys who bought it, they bought it for $320 million back in 2002.
Yeah.
And the reports then were that they massively overspent.
200 million. Yeah.
300 million. 320 million. And it's now, the rumours are it's going to sell between 5 and 6 billion.
I think
That's insane. But it is one of those legacy franchises. There's like the Yankees.
Yeah.
There's the Celtics. There's the Lakers. There's about 5 or 6, a handful of the Dallas Cowboys.
1 New Zealand Warriors.
Yes, kind of. the Waikato Chiefs. There's only a handful of these legacy brands that are worth that much. So,
there's, I think, a couple of franchises have sold in the last sort of 5 years or so. I think the Suns might have been the most recent one. That was around the $3 billion mark.
Yeah.
And that's the Phoenix Suns, which is like, who cares?
Yeah, Michael Jordan got out of the Wizards, didn't he?
Was it the Wizards? The Hornets.
The Hornets.
Yeah, he owned the Hornets.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, God, it's stacked. It's eye-watering amounts of money. I can't even figure out how much $5 billion is, how much more than 300 million.
Well, it's 100 million.
That's 1,000 million,
1,000 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 6 of them.
6,000 million. I don't know, man.
It's a lot of coin. But they're out, obviously, the investment company, because most of the people that have got these franchises now are either investment companies or kind of the hedge fund
consortiums.
Yeah, they've got a few names in there so they can put out.
Because what they'll do is they'll put together a group of about 5 or 6 dudes who are all worth billions each, and then also a rapper or a former player like who's our man? Not Derek Jeter, the other guy who was banging J-Lo. Anyway, A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, he's in one of them. Dwayne Wade owns part of, I think, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah, you got to have a straw man.
Jay-Z, everyone was like, oh, Jay-Z owns the Nets.
Yeah.
Like, no, he didn't.
No, he's got a season's pass and about a 1% share.
That's exactly what he had. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. So it'd be funny to find out who. It'll probably be Bill Simmons. It'll be like 6 billionaires and Bill Simmons now own the Celtics.
It's kind of fun. It's so bizarre going into the world of American franchises and sports and then coming back to New Zealand and looking at a rugby union that's lost $40 million or whatever, and you've got scratching around to pay players $100,000 a year to play rugby professionally. It's like, oh my God, we're such small fry.
Who owns the Blues?
They're all still owned by the rugby union. Majority is, but you can have certain private investors like Highlanders have. I think Mark Ellis has got a few people together, and I think they own 40%.
Right.
Rugby union will still got the controlling percentage of all of them.
Bin that off. I reckon
I think they tried to, and it didn't work.
If you had private owners, like they'd be way more incentivized to make the game better.
Get Big Bull Foley in here and rename the Auckland Blues the Auckland Blue Knights.
So who would own each? So Mark Ellis, I think, would be hands down the owner of the Highlanders.
Yeah.
Who would be the Crusaders? Maybe Richie would buy it.
I don't know. There's a guy. There's the Polar Capital guy. Is he based down there? You know, the guy who bought. You need like a local rich dude who just got a lot of cash.
No, but I'm saying, like, who would you want to own?
So no, who's your front guy?
Yeah, who's your front guy?
So basically, the Dean's family would buy the franchise, and he would front it.
Dean's family, yeah, absolutely. That'll be down there in Christchurch.
Wellington, you want Bob Jones to buy the Hurricanes? He'd never do it because he's a league man.
Yeah.
But then to front it, you want Tana Umanga?
Yeah. Who for the Chiefs? Dwayne Monkley?
Yeah. Oh my God, if Dwayne Monkley had headed that up, but you need the
Beaver,
Patrick Hogan, the Hogan family.
Oh yes,
the Hogan family, the horse racing. You need a big horse racing family to buy the Chiefs, and then led by Marty Holler, Dwayne Monkley, and Beaver.
Yeah,
as that consortium there.
And then the Blues will be Carlos.
Yep.
It'll be the Mowbray.
Michael Jones.
Dudes.
Michael Jones. The Zuru guys to buy it.
Yeah.
They'll try and put Ali Williams out as the front man, but he's already doing the Auckland FC.
No.
So Michael Jones, you got to throw the Iceman.
Rupenny? Yeah, chuck the Iceman in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think
deal sorted.
Look, yet again, we've solved rugby in this country. We weren't even intending to. I have had my sources' children held hostage for quite some time now.
Are they back? Oh, okay. Is this back on the table?
It's back on the table. Now, do they have as many fingers as they did when I got hold of them? No. They have as many ears? No. But this is their last chance.
Right, and you've got your sources?
My sources have come through with what I believe to be the team Razor's going to name. Then the beauty of this is you listening at home will already know by the time you hear this what the actual team was. So you'll know the fate of these children when you hear it.
Okay.
So after the break,
so basically they're kind of complicit in the torture.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
After the break, we're all going down together. After the break, I'm going to reveal Razor's team for 2024's first Test match against England. All right, this is my source's last chance.
Okay, right. So if you get this wrong,
people get hurt.
Like, are we talking concrete slippers situation?
Look, I don't want to say what's going to happen to people. All right.
Okay. Hit me with it, and I'll give my feedback.
Here's what my sources are telling me that Razor's about to announce.
Okay,
today.
so front row.
We are. We're recording this at 10:32 in the morning, by the way. So I don't know what the team is, but I have heard that it's going to be Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, Tyrell Lomax.
Yep, can't argue with that.
I can't argue with that either because there's a story about Ethan de Groot in the paper and how excited he is to play. He's the only Highlander in the team. I think he's going to play.
Okay. Yep.
Patrick Tuipulotu.
Evan Charlton, 1 news. Yep. On form, has to start.
On form, has to start. Knee concerns. If he says he's sweet to Razor.
Yep.
Scott Barrett.
Yep. Dog roll. Yep. Captain, obviously.
I'm hearing Ethan Blackadder at 6.
Do you know what? I would not be surprised given the links he has to the Crusaders and to Razor.
Yes, but on form you would probably go Finau.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm hearing Blackadder. Dalton Papali'i at 7.
Yeah, the incumbent, I guess.
Artie Savia at 8.
Yep.
I'm hearing TJ Perenara to start. That is what I'm hearing.
To start?
I've read stories saying that Razor has challenged him to make this his second, this is your second opportunity, mate. We need a leader out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd look at that. They've got plenty of leaders. I'd say...
You'd say Christie?
No, well, I was going to say Cortez Ratima because you got the combination with Damien McKenzie, or do they do that for the second test if they win the first? I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, that's what I'm hearing, TJ Perenara. I'm hearing Damien McKenzie at 10.
Yep.
Don't think anyone would argue with that. I'm hearing Princess Talia at 11.
Yep.
I'm hearing Geordie Barrett at 12.
Yep.
Rico Ioane at 13.
Yep.
Sevu Reese at 14.
Yep.
And Bowden Beirut will be the 15.
Yeah, look, I don't mind that. I mean, I hear there's a few injury issues with Jabba the Butt.
Is it?
With Caleb Clark. He's apparently there's a few niggles there. So that back line, I can't argue with that. That one. That's some pretty dangerous outside backs in Talia and Reese.
Yeah.
Very slippery.
They are very, very slippery.
And the bench.
Almora, Tamati Williams, Fletcher Newell, Tupo Vai.
Yep.
Summer Penny Finau will be coming off the bench. Finlay Christie, obviously.
Yeah.
Stephen Petafeta and Anton Leonard-Brown will be covering the back line.
Yeah, there's halfback and blindside for me.
Are an issue?
Yeah.
You think they'll be wrong?
That could be your banana skins.
Well,
or not.
For the children's sake.
Yes, for the children's sake, I hope you're right.
I hope I'm right.
Yeah.
Now, something that we started a few weeks ago that I am thoroughly enjoying, and it's something that you do whenever you're at the pub or you're on a road trip. It's just sitting around talking about old teams.
Yep.
Now, this is a segment I like to call Throwback Thursday. And today I would like to throw back to the last time that the All Blacks played England at Carisbrooke, which was 2004, which is way...
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago. And way later than I thought. When I asked Joe Jury this in the office, he said, it would have been like 90. I was like, no, it was 2004.
The last time England played in Dunedin was 20 years ago.
No, at Carisbrooke.
At Carisbrooke.
Yeah. I loved Carisbrooke back in the day. Okay. My auntie and uncle used to live up on the hill.
Yeah.
So from their kitchen, you could see the game. You couldn't really see what was going on. But at half time, they'd let people into the ground. So me and my cousins would go and sit outside.
Yeah.
And then wait till half time and then just go and watch the second half. I've told the story before. One day, me and my dad went down to Carisbrooke, painted our faces. He went red and black for Canterbury, and I went, other way around. He went blue and yellow because I went red and black.
Yeah.
But we'd grabbed like fence paint, and it's set by half time. We turned around and looked at each other, and neither of us could move our faces. So we had to leave.
How'd you get that off? With turpentine or something?
Yeah, it was like, honestly, it was like an hour in the bathroom, like over the laundry sink, just scrape. You basically had to scratch it off. Couldn't come off. So anyway, the long and short of that is check your paint before you paint your faces. Here's how the teams lined up on that day back in 2004.
Yeah.
36,000 people in attendance. Sir Graham Henry was the coach. Sir Clive Woodward, the coach for England. The All Blacks team reads thusly: Mills Muliaina, Doug Howlett on one wing, Tana Umanga, Dan Carter at second five.
Oh.
Joe Roko Thoko was on the other wing, and Carlos Spencer.
Man, that's a hot backline.
That is a hot
backline. Spencer, Rokothoko, Carter, Umanga, Howlett, Muliaina.
The frosted tips of Justin Marshall in the number 9 jersey. Xavier Rush, Richie McCaw, Jono Gibbs.
Ooh, big Jono Gibbs.
Yeah, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
We'll keep the throwbacks going.
Yeah.
Keith Robinson.
A bigger throwback. It's a Chiefs manner there. Gibbs and Robinson.
Yeah. Chris Jack was in there as well. I loved when we had Chris Jack and Ali Williams as our locking combination there. I think that was at the 2007 World Cup. I was like, Norm Maxwell was in the rotation as well. So these guys are 2 meters tall. Just pass them the ball because every time they fall over, we make 2 meters. So why don't we just pack the team out? All Black number 1,000, Carl Heyman was in the front row alongside Kevin Mialamu and Case Muse. It was a hell of a team.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's hell of a backline. I'd say that probably not the strongest forward pair. I don't know.
Front row?
Yeah, front row, good.
Carl Heyman, Kevin Mialamu, Case Muse. The hits keep coming on the bench as well. Andrew Hoare, Tony Woodcock, Jerry Collins.
Oh, how's he on the bench?
I know.
Jono Gibbs keeping out Jerry Collins.
Gibbs is keeping Jerry Collins
Maybe
out.
that must have been a shower situation. Like, I can't pick. So Graham Henry's like, I can't pick. Drop your pants because Jono Gibbs will win every time.
Oh, really?
He is packing heat. So that's the only reason I can think of that.
Jerry Collins.
And I've seen Jerry Collins with that bullwhip as well. And that's saying something.
Yeah. Your man Marty Holler on the bench as well.
Yeah, give us a holler.
Yeah. Your other man Byron Kelleher on the bench too.
Oh man, that is what a bench. I want to drink beers with this bench.
Yeah. Nick Evans was in there covering every position in the back line, and Slam and Sammy Tuitapo was on there as well. That's a hell of a team back in 2004.
That is a hell of a team. A lot of characters in that team.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot of personalities in that team. You know,
even Tana, who, you know, is sort of like a statesman of New Zealand rugby, but he did hit Chris Marsoi over the head with a handbag.
He did. And you've got, you know, Carlos Spencer, Justin Marshall.
Dougie Style.
You got Keith Robinson, who post-career got in a bit of a scrap at a campground, apparently.
A young Dan Carter.
Yeah. Andrew Hoare. Jerry Collins, obviously. Yeah. Brian Kelleher.
Yeah.
And Slam and Sam.
Yeah. That's a hell of a team. Dan Carter in this game, it was 36 points to 10, by the way. Dan Carter scored 21 points, 3 conversions, 5 penalties.
Ooh.
And it was only Blues players who scored tries. Carlos Spencer, Joe Rokotoko, and Doug Howlett, all dotting down. On the other side of the ledger, Josh Lucy was the fullback.
Yeah.
James Simpson, Daniel. Mike Tyndall was still in the team around here.
He did well for himself, didn't he, Mike Tyndall?
Mike Tyndall and Mike Catt were the centre pairings. And so Mike Catt, got run over by Jonah in 95?
Yeah.
And was still playing in 2004.
Still trying to make up for it.
The white Jonah, Ben Cohen, was on the other wing. Remember when they labelled him the white Jonah? Relax.
Can you say that the other way, though?
The brown Ben Cohen?
Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know if you can. Gay icon, Ben Cohen. Charlie Hodgson was the first 5'8". Matt Dawson was the halfback. Big Laurie Delalio at number 8.
Dick Hill.
Dick Hill, openside flanker. Chris Jones, Danny Gruacock at lock. Simon Shaw, Julian White, Steve Thompson, Trevor Woodman. The bench is basically
Steve Borthwick, the current coach. He was on the bench.
Oh, so there you go. He was there all those days, all those years ago. So that was the team that the last time that they played at Carisbrook. I think they only played a handful of games after that. I feel like the last game was against like Fiji or something.
Yeah.
At Carisbrook.
36-10. That's a bit of a hiding.
There was a hiding.
Yeah.
Do we read anything into that? Should we say, Steve Borthwick, last time you were here, you played against the All Blacks in Dunedin.
How'd it go?
You got dusted. Does that hang over you? Will you think about that tonight? If we come across Steve Borthwick tomorrow, we'll remind him.
Okay, you do it. I won't. He's massive.
Not big enough because the All Blacks absolutely towed him. Yeah, so that was the team back in 2004, and that was another Throwback Thursday. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We have 6 of your feedbacks to get through, and yours, please, right after this.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
As I mentioned, 6 of them to get through. We'll get straight into it.
Are they nice? Are they nice? I'm feeling a bit vulnerable today, so I'm hoping they're nice.
Okay, well, let's find out. First caller, play nice. Yours, please.
I got a question for you, Manaia. I know you used to be a boner. I've recently been feeding my dog bones, and they really smell like milk. Have you ever noticed that? Anyway, fuck South Canterbury.
Yeah, I was in a former lifetime a boner.
What's the calcium, isn't it?
I presume so.
It's the calcium in bones. Is it the calcium in milk?
I will say, though, because I used to, the way the freezing works or worked then, I'm sure it's the same today, there's like a bandsaw at the top of the table and there'd be a sawman standing there and he'd cut it into manageable chunks, goes down the conveyor belt, you pick it up. If you were closest to the saw, you would just get showered in bone dust, which smells like burning hair. It was a revolting, and it just gets into your pores. You'd have like a hairnet type situation on.
Face mask?
No, not a face mask. Although if you had a beard, you would have to wear like they call it a snood. It's you know, like the skiing mask that you have where it's only your eyes sticking out. So no one ran a beard or anything like that. But just the smell of burning bone that would just soak into your pores all over your clothes. I got to be honest, never sniffed the bones while I was there.
Okay.
Just cut them out of the animals. That's all I did.
Oh, that's a good question. Not very sporty. It's sports adjacent, but there you go.
So yeah, I don't know. I've never noticed the similarity, but I presume, like you say, it's the calcium. Here's a fun fact, not sports related. White dog shit. You never see it anymore. When was the last time you saw white dog shit? you probably haven't seen it in a long time.
Not in a long time. I just presumed it was frozen stuff.
No, it's not frozen. That was because they used to put way too much calcium in dog food, and the dogs couldn't process it. So when they shat it out, it was just
Like
white.
chalk.
Like chalk, yeah. So
Yeah, a Great Dane used to chalk up the lawn hard.
yeah, that's right. White dog shit. You don't see it anymore. Anyway, we digress. Another caller here. Yours, please.
Yeah, g'day guys. It's Billy Bong here. What about LeBron dressed as the Michelin Man? I'm sure that would make for an interesting one. I still don't think I can beat him though. Yeah. Fuck South Canterbury.
Nah, this is the... I still don't think you'd beat him. He dressed up in whatever.
No.
Like even the Michelin Man, he's still 6'9" or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's still got the athletic ability. He's just in a big fat suit.
And the other thing is, I'm built like the Michelin Man, so it's not really.
So it's just even.
It's just it's just leveling the playing field
Yeah.
a little bit. It's funny you mentioned that. My dad just messaged me and said 8-year-old Michael Jordan beats 10-year-old LeBron James. I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
Because he was a late bloomer, Michael Jordan. He was in college because he was regarded as being too short. Then in college, he grew like a half a foot.
Yeah, famously didn't make his high school team.
Yeah.
Whereas LeBron was in the NBA at the same age. You know? So I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we digress. Yet again, another caller here. Yours, please.
G'day, fellas. Drew Peacock here. Just following up on Manaia's yarn about sports being on too late to watch. What about kids' sports on a Friday evening? After a hard week at work, just want to have a few beesies at the yard with the flowers, and you've got to go and herd 7 cats around the field for 40 minutes. Much prefer the Saturday morning yarn. Anywho, fuck Karaka.
That's a real dig at Karaka.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. It's South Auckland, I suppose, ish. Counties,
North Hamilton.
Counties.
Yeah.
Look, that's obviously coming from a coach because there's a lot of younger Ripper teams, kind of, your J6, J7, J8. They're moving them to Friday nights. And as a parent, it rules.
Oh, it does?
Because they open the bar in the clubhouse and the kitchen. So on a Friday after a week's work, you just roll down the clubhouse, get a jug, order 3 burgers, and you're sorted. You don't have to worry about cooking dinner or anything.
Yeah.
Saying that, I feel for
Yes.
Drew Peacock there because he's got a coach. And I always feel sorry for those coaches because it is like herding 14 cats, especially that younger Ripper age where they don't actually know which direction they're running.
No.
You can't... And the worst thing is because when I did it with cricket, you look on the sideline, everyone's crushing beers. And you're like,
Yeah, and this is the thing is like, long week, you would have gone through all sorts, you get back to the yard, everyone's ripping into the beers, and you're like,
I got to go coach.
I've got
my
to go.
J7s.
It's the same feeling as when you used to get held back at school and all your mates are out playing at lunchtime and you're inside.
But saying that, good on you, Drew, for volunteering to coach the team because it's actually quite hard to find people to commit to that. So you're doing a good community service, even though you don't like Karaka.
God bless you. Another call here. Yours, please.
Fuck up with all this negativity. Can't we all just get along?
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Why can't we all get along? It's famously said in the LA riots way back in the day. Why can't we just all get along? When Rodney, was his name Rodney? Rodney King?
Yeah, Rodney King.
Yeah, he said, why can't we just all get along?
I don't know what that was in reference to, but I appreciate the sentiment.
I think it was more around, there's a lot of fuck South Canterbury, and then now there's a lot of fuck Lower Hutt, fuck Upper Hutt. And just recently from Drew, fuck Karaka. I mean, I think that's what he's meaning. Why can't we just all just get along?
It was never an option. It was never an option. A couple more here. We go back to the phone lines. Caller, yours, please.
Hey, fellas, just been watching that American Sweethearts, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders doco.
I'm sure you have.
Mainly for women in short shorts, but actually quite enjoyed it.
I'm sure you did.
Anyway, it raises the question, do the ACC need cheerleaders? Or would Matt Heath just pest around them too much? Anyway, fuck North Otago.
I agree with that one. I hate North Otago.
That's pretty much South Canterbury. Yeah, I've always looked at that doco on Netflix and just bypassed it because I know my partner is going to walk in on me, and I'm going to be watching a doco on the Dallas Cowgirls.
Yep.
So I'm waiting for a time when potentially I'm on my own.
Yeah,
and that hasn't been for the last couple of weeks.
I'm the same as you. It's like if my missus is out to play netball or something, like after work, or she's out for a drink, and I'm at home, that's when I watch my sports docos.
Yeah, but also, if you don't watch all of it, she's going to go onto Netflix and say, things you've been watching. It's the first one, and you've only like halfway through it. Yeah. What are you watching this for? It's like, I was working on.
I just love sports, man.
Yeah. No, but getting back to the cheerleaders, I don't think a commentary team really needs.
It would be another world first, though.
It would be a pointless world first.
Yeah.
As they're raising the point around Matt, yes, could be a potential issue as well. But he is happily in a relationship, a long-term relationship now. So I think that would negate any pesting. I mean, Finn Caddy, one of our producers, is another
also
story.
in a long-term relationship.
But he is Pythagoras. He's always running an angle.
That's a great nickname. I wish I thought of it. All right, another caller here. Yours, please.
Fact check time.
Oh, God.
G Lane was correct. 2 Greek freaks, 2 brothers, Giannis and Theanis. I'm not even going to try say their last names. Only one of them's a freak, but they're both freaks by blood relation. One's just living off the other one's fame. Yeah.
I thought, because the reason
Is that what you meant when you said 2 freaks?
2 freaks, because I remember watching the All-Stars weekend and there was both Antetokounmpos. There was 2 of them.
Well, not to reverse fact check, but there's actually 3 of them.
Are they all in the NBA?
They were, yeah, but the other 2 are like only Giannis is good. Also, not to fact check yet again, but it's Thanasis, not Theanis. And the other one's called Costas. Anyway, the long and short of it is the other 2 are only in the NBA because they're used as bait to try and get Giannis onto your team. So they'll keep...
Bit like Bronny.
But like Bronny. So literally the Golden State Warriors just signed, I think, Thanasis to their team.
And they're like, here, boy.
Yeah. You want to play with your brother?
Here, boy.
Well, your brother plays with Steph Curry. Wouldn't it be awesome if you came and played with Steph Curry as well?
He's a good dude.
Great guy. Jeez, he's a good 3-point shooter and make the game a whole lot easier for you.
Living in San Francisco too.
With your brother, invest in some tech companies.
Come on.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, it doesn't make the job any easier for the Tall Blacks if they were to come up against them.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can say that just because your brother's with the Greek freak that you're some kind of freak as well, you know?
Well, in Greece, you'd be a freak, I reckon, because they're all over 7 foot.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, if Thanasis Antetokounmpo walked in here right now, we'd be like, freak, you're the big bitch. Why are you so tall, you freak? Yeah, I don't mind it. All right, that'll do us for today. We'll be back tomorrow live from Dunedin ahead of the pre-game. The pre-game's on Saturday. We'll be down there tomorrow ferrying people to and from the airport. So if you are flying into Dunedin tomorrow from wherever it is that you may be, fire us a message, I reckon, on Instagram, and we might be able to come out and pick you up in the old bus.
Yeah, we're just going to be hanging around the airport and just filling the bus, driving you in, because it is a long way into town.
Oh, my God.
We'll save you some money.
Yeah,
and we'll probably chuck an Export Ultra in your face.
Who knows? It's only one way to find out. So, yeah, fire us a message if you're hanging around Dunedin. Say good day. Come down and see us at the Kensington. I think we'll be there Friday night.
Yeah, we are from 6:30 as well. From Friday night, come see us.
Come see
us.
Buy
your beer.
Come see us on Saturday. And other than that, we'll see you tomorrow. All right.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.